Hey everyone, Kevin Lewis with Home Life Benchmark Realty, and it's time for your October 2024 Fraser Valley Real Estate Market Update. As we head into the autumn season, let's talk about what's happening in the Fraser Valley real estate market. Relatively speaking, it's been a very quiet year in total number of sales, and September 2024 was certainly no different. Let's dive in. So, what's going on then? Well, Fraser Valley real estate sales continue their slow pace. In September, we saw only 873 residential sales. That's 7% fewer sales than we saw last month in August, 10% fewer than we saw last year's September, and to put that into even more perspective, this number is a whopping 30% below the 10-year average for the month of September. It's pretty clear that buyers are just not ready to jump back into the market yet. This is, of course, despite the 4 consecutive interest rate cuts by the Bank of Canada, bringing the prime rate down from 5% down to 3.75. Of course, the most recent announcement has just happened, so we haven't had time for that to take effect yet, and maybe that's the magic one that makes things come down. You would think that lower rates would encourage people to buy, though, right? Well, the reality is, interest rates are only part of the equation. Inflation has been eating away at the purchasing power of the average Canadian for the last several months or a couple years. Even though interest rates are down, higher costs for other things like groceries, gas, and utilities are leaving people feeling like their money just isn't stretching as far as it once was. On the flip side of that, we have sellers, many of whom are still holding on to the idea of getting prices they saw back in the peak in 2022. But the market has changed. Pricing your home correctly has never been more important than it is now. Interestingly, though, contrary to the low number of recent sales, new listings have remained strong. In September, 2,883 homes hit the market for sale, which is a 20% increase compared to both last month in August 2024 and last year in September 2023. And it's a whopping 25% increase over the 10-year average for the month of September. But here's the thing, more listings plus fewer sales means that the market's teetering on the edge of a buyer's market. Currently, only 12.4 homes out of every 100 listed are selling, which is the lowest sales to listing ratio we've seen since January this year. And going back before that, we had to go back almost 10 years to see the next level that low, besides a couple of months during the very beginning of COVID, which are definitely have an asterisk beside them. The Fraser Valley Real Estate Board classifies this as a balanced market, but we're getting real close to that buyer's market territory. Anything less than 12% is a buyer's market. Anything from 12 to 20% is considered a balanced market, and 20 or more out of every 100 homes listing would be a seller's market. Seller's market has basically been the default of our market for the past several years. But let's take a step back for a second. Beyond the stats, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. We have a provincial election with the results currently looming, the US presidential election coming up next month, and a potential early federal election coming in Canada. And if it's not early, it's still coming in about a year's time. All of these political events can have a big impact on consumer confidence, and that may be one of the many reasons why buyers are waiting it out. Overall, though, it's very difficult to predict exactly when things are going to pick up. Most experts do agree that as the interest rates continue to decrease and political uncertainty clears up, we will likely see an uptick in activity. If you are thinking about buying, sooner might be better than later, since a lot of buyers will probably jump back into the market all at once, causing multiple offers and prices to go up. Now, we do have to recognize that an increase in market activity does not necessarily mean we'll see a repeat of the end of 2021, the beginning of 2022, where every single home went to multiple offers. That's probably not coming back anytime soon. I think we're going to see prices increasing, and we will see multiple offers on several properties, but it's not going to be every single property that gets listed goes to multiple offers again. And it will be a much more calm marketplace than what we saw just a couple years ago. But we still have that chance of prices running up a little bit, making that opportunity that we see now at today's prices possibly more attractive. So, what do you think about things? Are you waiting for the market to change, or are you ready to make a move now? If you have any questions or you're thinking of buying or selling, reach out. I'm always happy to help make a catered plan just to your needs and exactly with what your situation is. Like I always say, the best time to make a move is when it makes sense for you. Trying to time the market can be a great thing. However, if you're both buying and selling, things tend to be pretty relative, and making a move based on market conditions might not actually yield you the results that you're hoping to get. Thanks for tuning in here. I'm Kevin Lewis with Home Life Benchmark Realty. Give me a call, 604-218-5635. Send me a text, leave me a comment below. I'm always happy to hear from you and hear what your thoughts on the market are and what you think is coming up. And if you have, of course, any concerns about what's happening, I'm always here for a conversation.